All of you switch on your videos. So what all things we learned in the last class? Tell me. Elena, what all topics we covered?
Ma'am, that how do we control fire?
Yeah, how to control fire. Then
Essential requirements for the production
yeah,
of fire.
essential requirements for the production of fire. Then I think inflammable substance, ignition temperature, that's also we learned in the last class, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So Krishnaveni, can you tell me the definition of ignition temperature? Krishnaveni?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ignition temperature.
The temperature which is
Hmm.
combustible.
Yeah.
No, the lowest temperature
The lowest
that
temperature at which
catches fire.
substance easily catches fire. It is known as ignition temperature, right? Prarthana, Adinan, Varada, Ellen, Thomas, is there any network issue? Can you please switch on your videos? Okay, Shivanya, what do you mean by inflammable substance?
Ma'am, the substance which have very low ignition temperature and
Substance
can
which
easily
has,
catch fire
yeah,
with the
easily
flame.
catches fire. The substance which have very low ignition temperature and it easily catches fire, such substances are known as inflammable substances, right? Prarthana, can you give one example for inflammable substance?
Ma'am, last class I was not there, ma'am. I couldn't attend the class.
Okay. Who, Adnan, can you tell me example?
Non-inflammable.
Uh,
Non-inflammable.
inflammable substance, yeah.
Paper.
Can you tell me loudly? I can't hear anything.
Paper.
Not paper, inflammable substances. Varada, can you give example?
Ma'am, I was not there in the last class.
Okay. Then, Ellen, can you tell me?
Oh,
Yeah. Adinan? Yeah, LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, alcohol, petroleum. These all are examples for inflammable substances. Okay, clear? So today we are going to learn different types of combustion. Okay, we learn the definition for combustion. This substance that reacts with oxygen to give off heat, it is called combustion, right? There are different types of combustion. We are going to learn different types of combustion. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Okay. So the first one, rapid combustion. Okay. Rapid combustion. The gas burns rapidly. What do you mean by rapid? Rapid.
Not faster.
Huh? Rapid meaning?
Sudden.
Yeah, sudden. Or yeah, fastly, right? So the gas burns rapidly and produces heat and light. Such combustion is known as rapid combustion. Okay? The gas burns rapidly and produces heat and light. Such combustion is known as rapid combustion. And we do this example. Yeah, we watched a video of this one. Cannot watch the video. Okay, we learned this one. Phosphorus, which easily catches fire when it placed in air, right? We learned in the last chapter. Metals, materials, metals and non-metals. In that chapter, we learned that substances like phosphorus, they easily catches fire when it placed in room temperature. Okay, so in order to prevent that, we store it in water, right? So this Burning of phosphorus in air, it's an example for this rapid combustion. The gas burns rapidly and produces heat and light. Such type of combustion is known as rapid combustion. And the phosphorus which burns in air at room temperature is an example for this rapid combustion. Once it was due to power failure. Okay. All of you switch on your videos. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell
Yes,
me.
ma'am.
Okay. So the first type of combustion, that is rapid combustion, and the example is phosphorus burn in air at room temperature. Okay, clear? Is this clear? Tell me. Okay. Then the second type of combustion. The type of combustion in which a material suddenly bursts into flames without the application of any apparent cause. There is no such reason for this type of combustion. The type of combustion in which a material suddenly bursts into flames without the application of any apparent cause. Such type of combustion is known as spontaneous combustion. So that's the second type of combustion. Clear? The type of combustion in which a material suddenly bursts into flames without the application of any apparent cause is called spontaneous combustion. Example for this one, forest fire. Forest fire. And certain combustion in coal mines. Okay? Combustion in coal mines. These two are the examples for spontaneous combustion. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Here in the case of rapid combustion, when we place it in the room temperature, when we place it in the room temperature in the presence of air, the rapid combustion occurs. An example is phosphorus burns in air at a room temperature. In the case of this spontaneous combustion, it happens without the application of any apparent cause. Okay. So, Gopi Krishna,
Ma'am,
can you read this slide?
type of compressions.
Hmm.
The gas burns rapidly and produce heat and light. Such compressions is known as rapid compressions.
Hmm.
They are substances like phosphorus which burn in air at a room temperature.
Hmm.
The type of compression in which a
Combustion.
suddenly bursts into flames without the application of any apparent cases
Cause.
is called
Hmm.
phosphorus compression.
Spontaneous. Is the screen clear? Okay. Spontaneous combustion. And the examples for spontaneous combustion is forest fire, then combustion in coal mines. What are the reasons for this forest fire? Can you tell me?
Ma'am, human activities.
Sometimes due to human activities. Then,
And sometimes when the trees are very dark.
Lightning.
yeah, due to lightning, then overheat from the sun. These all are reasons for this forest fire. But it does not happen due to any apparent cause. It take place naturally, right? Only due to human activities, that's the reason for forest fire with any cause. Okay, so this is an example for spontaneous combustion. Then there is one more combustion, that is explosion. Okay, explosion, that all of you are familiar with. The explosion of crackers, it's an example for explosion. When a cracker is ignited, a sudden reaction takes place with the evolution of heat, light, and sound. Then a large amount of gas formed in the reaction is liberated. Such a reaction is called explosion. Okay? When a cracker is ignited, a sudden reaction takes place with the evolution of heat, light, and sound. A large amount of gas is formed in this type of reaction. Such a reaction is called explosion. What do you mean by liberated? Liberated. Anybody? Tell me. Liberated. Yeah, it's produced or get free. Okay. So a large amount of gas formed in the reaction is liberated. Such a reaction is called explosion. And the explosion can also take place if pressure is supplied on the cracker. Whose audio is on?
Some bells sound is coming.
Some sound. Okay, fine. So explosion can also take place if pressure is supplied on the cracker. When it is ignited, this explosion happens. And if pressure is supplied on the cracker, then also this explosion occurs. So these are the three types of combustion. First one, rapid combustion. Second one, spontaneous combustion. And the third one, explosion. Okay, clear? Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Safa, are you there? Safa? Safa?
He's speaking.
Okay, can you read this slide?
When a cracker is ignited, a sudden reaction takes place with the evolution of
Please
heat.
read loudly, I can't hear. Yeah?
When a cracker is ignited, a sudden reaction takes place with the evolution of heat, light, and sound. A large amount of gas formed in the reaction is liberated. Such a reaction is called explosion.
Explosion.
Explosion can also take place if pressure is applied in the cracker.
Okay, explosion can also take place if pressure is supplied on the cracker. Everyone finish this slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these three are the different types of combustion. Okay, combustion, sorry. Then we are moving to the next part of this chapter, that is flame. Okay, I have one question for you. What's the main difference between the burning of candle and burning of charcoal? What's the main difference?
Ma'am, this you already asked.
Yeah, tell me the answer. Yeah, I asked it in the beginning, right?
Yes,
Shivanya?
ma'am.
Yeah. What's the answer?
Ma'am, when candle is burning, a flame is produced.
Yeah, very good. Flame is there. And in the case of burning of charcoal? No such flame. Only glow is exist, right? So
Yes,
we are
ma'am.
going to learn different types of flames. Okay, I will show you the image of certain flames. You try to identify the flames. Okay. Yeah. Is this visible? Okay. What about this one? Can you able to identify? Anybody?
Ma'am, the third one, the top is
Huh?
candle.
Someone is talking, but I can't hear.
Ma'am, first one, it is from a cracker.
It's certain ribbon. That's the clue.
Okay.
So can you tell me which ribbon? The burning of which ribbon that we learned in the beginning? Very good. Magnesium ribbon. Okay. This one is the burning of magnesium ribbon. Look at its flame. Then the second one, that's easy.
Ma'am, gas.
Yeah,
stove.
gas stove. Then third one,
Candle.
it's candle. Then this one,
Ma'am, is it kerosene lamp?
yeah, it's kerosene stove. Okay.
And fifth one, charcoal.
Charcoal.
Okay, wait. Yeah, this one, charcoal, right? And the last one, can you able to identify? The solid substance directly converted to vapors. White substance. Can you name it?
Ma'am, in Malayalam we will say Karpuram. That's
Yeah.
it.
What's the English name of Karpuram?
No, I don't know.
It's camphor, okay? It's camphor. It's directly changes to vapor. So you just observe all the substances. First one, magnesium ribbon burns in air. Second one, the flame of gas stove. Third one, candle flame. Fourth one, the flame of kerosene stove. Fifth one, charcoal. And sixth one, camphor. Then there is one table in your textbook, page number 70. Table 6.2. There is an easy task for you. You just identify the material that forms flame and does not form flame. I think you observe these images, right?
Ma'am, other than charcoal or form flame.
Yeah, very good, very good. That's the answer. Candle, it forms flame. Then magnesium, it forms flame. Camphor, it forms flame. Kerosene stove, it also forms flame. In the case of charcoal, it does not forms flame. Okay, clear? And look at the colors of all the flames. Is it same?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No. Different flames have different colors, right? Yeah. Then we are going to learn the structure of a flame. Okay. Structure of a flame. So there is one activity for you. Mishal, can you read this activity 6.5?
I'm from textbook.
Yeah. Page number 71.
Light a candle.
Hmm.
Hold a 4 or 5 centimeter long thin glass tube with a pair of tongs and introduce its one end in the dark zone of a non-flickering candle flame.
Hmm.
Bring a lighted matchstick near the other end of the glass tube.
Okay.
Do you see a flame caught at this end of the glass tube after a while?
Hmm.
If so, what is it that produces a flame? Notice that the wax near the heated wick melts quickly.
Okay, that's enough. So that's the activity. We just light a candle, then hold a 4 to 5 centimeter long thin glass tube. Look at that image. There is one glass tube. With using a tongs, we introduce its one end in the dark zone of a non-flickering candle flame. What do you mean by non-flickering? That continuously burning. Okay, that continuously burning. So one end in the dark zone of a non-flickering candle flame. Bring a lighted matchstick near the other end of the glass tube. Do you see a flame caught at this end of the glass tube after a while? Can you see that? A flame at the other end of the glass tube?
Yes.
Yes, right? If so, what is it that produces a flame? We only bring that burning matchstick towards the end of the glass tube. But we can also see a flame at the end of the glass tube. So what is the reason for that small flame? And you can also notice that the wax near the heated wick melts quickly. What do you mean by wick? Wick. Any idea?
Ma'am, the top portion of the candle.
The thread-like substance in the middle of the candle. That one is wick. Tiri. Okay? That's wick. So, that's the activity. Can you tell me the reason why there is small flame at the end of the glass tube?
Due to vapor.
Yeah, Mishal?
Due to vaporization.
Due to vapors. Okay, that's correct. Due to the vapors coming from the wax through the glass tube, that's the reason for the glow in the other end of the glass tube. Okay. Abhishek, do you have textbook with you? Yes?
Ma'am.
Okay. Do you have textbook with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you read the remaining portion? That's the reason for this observation. Can you read? Abhishek?
His video is off. His video is off.
Okay, okay. Then who reads?
And should I read?
Who?
Ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, Shivanya, read the remaining.
Okay, ma'am. The substance which vaporize during burning give flames. For example, kerosene oil and molten wax rise through the wick and are vaporized during burning and form flames. Charcoal, on the other hand, does not vaporize and so does not produce a flame. In activity 6.5, could the vapors of wax coming out of the glass tube be the cause of the flame produced? When the candle flame is...
That's enough, that's enough. So, the substances which vaporize during burning, they give flames. Okay. So, in the case of candle, we can see flames. So, it definitely vaporizes during burning. And these vapors pass through the one end of the glass tube to the other end. So, these vapors of wax coming out of the glass tube, it is the cause of the flame produced. Clear? Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, the substances which gives flames, the vaporization process also take place during the burning. So, these vapors travel from one end of the glass tube to the other end and it causes that flame on the other end of the glass tube. But in the case of charcoal, we cannot see such a flame. There is only one glow. So, their vaporization does not take place and vapors are not formed. That's the difference between the burning of candle and burning of charcoal. And you just underline the word dark zone in the activity. Yeah. Fourth sentence, dark zone. Dark zone. Okay. Yeah. Then the next activity, please look at the figure 6.11. When the candle flame is steady, introduce a clean glass plate or slide into the luminous zone of the flame. Please underline the word luminous zone. So, when the candle flame is steady, we just introduce a clean glass plate or slide into the luminous zone of the flame. Hold it there with a pair of tongs for about 10 seconds. Then remove it. What do you observe? Please look at the image and tell me what do you observe?
Ma'am, there is a black color on that.
So that's the observation. A circular blackish ring is formed in the glass plate or slide. Okay. It indicates the deposition of unburned carbon particles present in the luminous zone of the flame. So here, some particles does not burn. That remains there in the flame itself. So due to the presence of such unburned carbon particles, that black ring is formed. A circular blackish ring is formed. It is due to the unburned carbon particles present in the luminous zone of the flame. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, this is clear.
Hmm.
So we already learned two types of zones. One dark zone. Second one, which zone?
Luminous zone.
Yeah, luminous zone. Then one more activity there. That's look at the figure 6.12. Okay, figure 6.12. Hold a thin long copper wire just inside the non-luminous zone of flame for about 30 seconds. Non-luminous zone. That's also need to underline. Then what do you observe? Tell me.
Ma'am, the end of the copper wire has become black in color.
Yeah, end of the copper wire is black. And what happens to the remaining portion? It
It will not
appears.
remain. Ma'am,
It gets hot.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
some red color is there, right?
yes,
Red
ma'am.
color means there is excess hot there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So the portion of the copper wire just outside the flame gets red hot. Does it indicate that the non-luminous zone of the flame has a high temperature? So this part of the flame, okay, that topmost portion, that's the non-luminous zone, it has highest temperature. Clear? So we learned three types of zones. Which are they? First one, dark zone in the first activity. Then the second activity, which one?
luminous.
Zone.
Luminous zone.
And the third activity,
Non-luminous zone.
non-luminous zone. Then there is one structure figure there that we can discuss in the next class. Okay. That's based on these three types of zone in other name. That's it. Okay. Now let me take your attendance. Ellen Joy.
Present, ma'am.
Ma'am, present.
Then Elena Jinson, present, right?
Present, ma'am.
Alina,
Yes, ma'am. Absent.
Elena,
Present,
Elna John,
Absent.
absent. Then Anlia Sabu, present. Ashmit,
absent.
Absent.
Devika,
Present.
Present, ma'am.
Devon,
Absent.
Absent.
Abhinav,
Absent.
Absent.
okay. Evelyn,
Present.
Present.
then Fatima Shisa,
Absent.
Absent.
Gopi Krishna, present.
Present.
Jeevan,
Absent.
Gino, present. Gino, present.
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Krishnaveni, present. Then Midhun,
Ma'am, Krishna is not there.
Veni is not a present.
Krishnaveni was there in the beginning,
Krishna
right?
Veni. No, ma'am.
No.
Ma'am, beginning she was there.
Oh, okay, okay. Then Midhun, absent. Mishal, present. Abhishek,
Yes, ma'am.
then Prarthana, present.
Ma'am, Prarthana is not there.
Ma'am, Prarthana is not there.
Prarthana was also there in the beginning. Okay, then
Ma'am,
Raul
she came
Roy.
in the beginning, then she left.
Okay, okay. Raul Roy,
No, ma'am.
absent.
No,
Safa,
ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Ma'am, Safa is present.
Sarhad,
Absent.
Absent.
then Shankari Anu, absent.
Absent.
Shivanya, present.
Absent.
Shivanand,
Absent.
Absent.
Steve, absent.
Absent.
Thomas,
Absent.
Thomas is there.
Thomas,
Present.
present. Tia,
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Present.
Varada,
Yes, ma'am.
then Adinan,
Present.
okay, okay. So I will send you the notes through the WhatsApp, okay? We can continue the chapter in the next class. So thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all. See you next class. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you.